Hello there. It's time for Most Things Kenobi. I prefer all things Kenobi, but I suppose that's not the Jedi way. As long as it's not all things Anakin.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Most Things Kenobi, a podcast about Obi-Wan Kenobi and all things Star Wars. I'm your host, Lauren.
And I'm your host, Leanne.
Oh, we have big news.
We do. We really, really do.
Big news.
Big, huge news. Do you want to say it or should I? You should say it.
No, you should say it because you're the big deal.
Okay, drum roll. Proverbial drum roll. Brrr. Okay. Lauren and I will be at Star Wars Celebration 2023 in London. But the biggest news, hold on to your seats, folks.
Bigger drum roll, please.
Bigger, louder, more obnoxious drum roll, is that StarWars.com had approached me, knowing I was a scientist, to be on a Star Wars and science panel. That panel has been approved. I will be a speaker at a Star Wars panel at Celebration in London. What world is this?
Holy
It sounds so ridiculous coming out of my mouth, but it's the truth, folks. It's happening.
It's so cool. I'm going to be in the audience. I'm going to be cheering and being obnoxious. It's super loud and maybe even get a flag and wave it.
Oh, God.
We love you, Leanne.
Yes.
MTK for life.
MTK for life. We should probably just make a QR code and put it on the back of a t-shirt so people can just scan our backs and know just who the we are.
That's brilliant.
Do you love that?
You're a genius.
Well, StarWars.com doesn't with just anybody, right?
I know if they heard how much we swear, we'd be fired right away.
It's really crazy. It's strange. I don't know. So if you're in the area.
In London town.
Yes. Holy we'll be there. This, yeah. So that's our news.
We might get to meet some of our European fans.
I know. And if you can't come to the con, come outside. We'll meet you outside.
Yes. Hopefully it won't be raining. God, April in London, it might be wet.
I mean, it's probably good to be inside at a con,
Yeah. I'm going to look like
Oh, we need a Most Things Kenobi hat so I can wear it over my hair.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Hide the humidity hair.
Yes.
I always look like shit when I go to the UK because it's so humid, but it's my people.
Yeah, this is your area. I am a stranger in a strange land. So.
Well, I shall guide you, my friend.
Thank you. My God. This is not the topic of this podcast, although it's related.
Right. Leanne may have an opportunity to ask the gentleman we're talking about today. She might have a chance in person to actually ask him about whispering to the Zygerrian queen.
I think I'm going to do it. So
he'll probably be like, I don't really remember.
Well, make up something. Okay, time out. We're talking about Matt Lanter on this episode. Okay, this is the longest intro ever, but we're talking about Matt Lanter, and he's going to be at Celebration. And I considered paying to meet and greet him. And if I do, Lauren, here's my idea. Listen up, listeners. Tell me if you like this idea. If he can't tell me what Anakin whispers to the Zygerrian queen, I'm going to at least recreate the scene, have him whisper in my ear, and I'll be the queen, and that's the picture that will be taken.
Oh my God, yes.
Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Hey, Lanter, just whisper, and I'll be like, ooh.
Can I be the bird on your shoulder?
You can be the Elton John bird on my shoulder.
And you can tell everybody. I'm just going to sing This Is Your Song in your ear while this happens.
I love it. Okay. Holy.
Oh my god. Well, I was thinking we should definitely get a photo shoot with Lanter, Eckstein, and Taylor, and like you can be with Matt Lanter back to back, and I'll be with like James Soto Taylor back to back, and Ashley will just be like the in the middle.
Oh god, I love all of this. You guys, this is gonna be crazy. I love it. I love it so much.
There's no way I would have the courage to meet any of these people without you. I really couldn't. You're gonna have to hold my hand.
I have the courage, but I may freeze up when I get there. I don't know. They're just normal people. Although I've frozen up in front of Matt Lanter once before. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
It was my practice run. So now the freezing is out of the way. And now I'm just gonna talk to him.
Nice, just do it. He's just a person. Like
he's just a person. He's an
just
incredible
a very,
person.
very, very beautiful person.
He's really beautiful. He's short though, so that makes him more approachable in my eyes.
Yeah.
He's not like a giant behemoth. You know what I mean? Like of a human. Yeah. You know, if it was actually Anakin, I would probably be very scared. Not scared.
You'd probably
scared.
die.
Yeah.
It's like what is that famous statue? It's like the Teresa in ecstasy or something like that. You'd be like that.
Yes.
I'm sure. I don't know if it's Teresa. I'm sure I'm misremembering the name, but she's getting all these golden arrows like stabbing into her, and she's like, "Ha!"
Yes.
Loving and hating it at the same time.
Hayden and Matt are both going to be meet and greets. So,
are they together?
I don't think so.
Because they should be.
They should be.
They're at last celebration. Ashley interviewed Hayden and Ewan, and how funny to see, like, everyone was like, oh my god, live action Anakin and Ahsoka next to each other.
The family's back together.
She was wearing this amazing velvet Ahsoka blazer suit. It was f***ing awesome.
She's always dressed to impress.
She is.
Anyway.
Truly a beauty. Fashionista. So, Matt Lanter.
Matt Lanter. His actual name is not just Matt Lanter. It's McKendry. Matt McKendry Lanter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
McKendry. Yeah.
Coming with the facts.
And he was born the same year as me, 1983.
Really?
So that makes him more approachable.
Yeah, you guys are equals.
We're 83 homies. He's actually born on April 1st, and it's not April Fool's Day, in my opinion. That's April Yowza Day. What is that?
I don't know.
He's hot. Well, we weren't the only ones that think he's handsome. Obviously, there's a whole plethora of individuals out there, male and female, that find him attractive. But he started his career modeling in 2004. Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense, honestly.
It does. It really does. He's got that look, you know?
Mm-hmm. He's handsome, boyish, eager to smile. He also, he takes photographs for his wife, who is like a fashion blogger, and it makes sense. Like, he has that eye, that model photography eye, probably because he's had experience with it.
It's true. And isn't his wife like his longtime girlfriend? It's really sweet.
Yeah, I think they've been together a long time.
I think that's so nice. You just don't see it enough anymore.
I know. It's people just don't stick it out.
No, but he's been in a lot of shows.
Yes.
He's like that guy where, you know, in his list of accolades, he's been featured on Grey's Anatomy and Big Love. And like, he's that guy that shows up and you're like, oh, wait, that's Matt Lanter. Like, after having known him through Star Wars, and then if you see an old episode of something.
Right, you go back and you're just like, oh my God, it's him.
Yeah. And I kind of love that. I love being like, I'm late to the game with Matt Lanter, but he's been in a lot of stuff prior to Clone Wars and Star Wars.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And I hope his career just keeps like blossoming, because everything I see him in, you think he's a pretty face, but he's really a good actor also. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen, for any voice actor, you have to have like depth and range and he doesn't just voice Anakin. Anakin is who he is, right? But he does other voices. We always joke about the Kowakian monkey lizard that hangs out with Hondo.
The Muck-Mucks.
The Muck-Mucks, yes, the Muck-Mucks family. So, I mean, maybe that doesn't take a lot of talent, but he does other voices, and that's hard to do.
It takes courage.
It does.
I'd be too embarrassed.
Oh, yeah, forget it.
I'm a coward.
Didn't you say you had a story or a show that you really liked that Lanter was in? Because I'm curious. I want to hear about it.
Okay, so I do not watch these kind of shows ever. I've never, but I did watch this one because he was in it, and I wanted to see. It was Star-Crossed. Did you ever hear of this?
I think I've heard of it.
It's a CW show, which I never, ever watch anything from the CW.
But I used to back in the day when it was like a big deal. There were shows on the CW and that I've probably seen with him in it.
Right.
And didn't know it.
It's like soap operas for teenagers, basically, right?
That.
So
I love that so much.
Yeah. So like 2 years ago, so recently, I watched it. I think it was on Netflix. And
did you tell me that you watched the show?
Yes, I did.
Did you send me clips?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I'm clued in now.
Okay, because like it is laughable, right? Okay, I'll read the description for you. An epic romance between a human girl. I can't even read it.
I love this.
Okay, between a human girl and an alien boy when he and others of his kind are integrated.
Integrated?
I can't read this stupid I'm sorry. Deep breath. Pardon me. When he and others of his kind are integrated into a suburban high school 10 years after they landed on Earth and were consigned to an internment camp. So that part's depressing. So
wow.
They
Well, that went up and straight down.
Yeah, right? It's so funny. They're like aliens. They look just like humans, but they have like tattoo, like blue markings on their skin, basically. And he, of course, the handsome boy, falls in love with an influential human girl, like whose parents are influential or whatever the hell it is, honestly. And it's high school drama with social drama, but a really hot makeout scene near the end of the show.
I think that's the clip you sent me.
Yeah, because I was very just like, wow, what just happened? But
yeah.
I don't dislike it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I didn't dislike it either. That's why I'm remembering it now that this is all coming together. But
yeah,
who doesn't love alien teen drama?
It's basically 90210, but for aliens.
Third Rock from the Sun integrated into it, yeah? Remember that show?
Oh my god. If Third Rock from the Sun and 90210 just combined.
Yes.
This show.
Welcome to the early 2000s, right?
Oh my god, yeah, totally. And like I enjoyed it. It was basically like Twilight with aliens instead of vampires. And
well, doesn't Sam Witwer plays a vampire in a teen drama, doesn't he?
Oh, that was not a teen drama.
Oh, not a teen drama?
That was a graphic show.
Oh, sorry.
That was
Oopsie.
like so much blood. It was being
never
human.
mind.
No, it's really like, yeah, I sent you clips from that
You
also.
sent me clips from that one too. See, I'm getting my hot clips messed up here between our Clone Wars boys.
Yeah, it's hard to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But holy we have an alien Matt Lanter who then becomes Anakin Skywalker. It kind of makes sense.
It kind of just works, yeah.
Oh, I have my Clone Wars Anakin shirt on as we speak.
You do?
In honor of this episode.
Very nice.
I love Matt.
I love that. I do too. Yeah. We're such space twins.
Literally.
Literally. The words just keep coming out of our mouth at the same time. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that show got canceled, but it definitely was worth watching if you ever want to watch old school Matt Lanter.
Well, have you ever seen the movie The Cutting Edge? The ice skating drama?
No, I have not.
All right. Well, it's worth a watch because it's very dramatic And it's...
Is he in it?
No, he ended up being in The Cutting Edge, Chasing the Dream, which was... he's a member of a figure skating pair, and that's like the adaptation series that followed or something related to the Cutting Edge movie.
Is Matt Lanter good at skating?
I'm guessing there was a body double.
Probably.
But maybe not. I don't know. I'll ask him when I meet him.
He's very athletic. Yeah,
he is athletic, though. I mean, some of those shirtless photos that are on Google is it from that show that you were talking about? Or was it from his modeling?
What?
He's got like blue jeans and no shirt, and it's very...
Oh, it could be 90210 because he did a reboot of that show.
Yeah.
You know how...
Also on the CW.
Yes. They had Beverly Hills 90210, and then they re-released it. What was it? Like the early 2000s, like 2009. And for like several years it was on. I never ever watched it, I can't confess. But I will say some people in our Patreon group have just started watching it, and they're like, did you know Matt Lanter was in this?
See what I mean? Matt Lanter is the guy is known for Star Wars, right? But then you go back and watch stuff and you're like, hey, wait a second. That's Matt Lanter.
You know what? I did really enjoy him in Jupiter's Legacy.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
So that also got canceled. Like all his shows got canceled. Like even Timeless got canceled. That was the show that came out just a couple years ago. It was like 2001, and it was about superheroes, like how normal people suddenly became superheroes or something like that, and like how it kind of changed their lives. And
okay.
It's like generational, like they had children. It was an interesting idea. It was okay, but he was awesome in it because he's kind of like a dubious character. Sometimes you're like, oh, he's a really good guy, and then you're like, is he gonna kill somebody? Like he was really good, and I was really excited to see where his character went, and then the show got canceled.
I think it was a sign of the times, not so much of any indication of Lanter's abilities.
Yeah, it's right in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, it was a lot of, things come and go, and it's hard to stick anymore. Even on big, like, entities like Netflix and HBO and stuff like that. Shows, you really gotta come with something or be an adaptation of something that already exists, like a book or a game.
You're so right.
I almost said Nintendo game, like I'm 10, but like a video game.
Mario is coming out soon, so you're not wrong.
No, and I love Mario, so I'm just showing my age, but...
Well, they just re-released GoldenEye on the Switch, so...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, did you ever play that?
No.
That was the only video game I played as a kid. It's addicting.
I'll be damned.
I wonder if it holds up. We'll see.
Let me know.
Yeah, I will. Side tangent. Did you watch Timeless?
I didn't.
I would really like to. I never got around to it while it was on, but because I actually didn't have television.
What is it about? Inform.
So that one it's about like 3 people, and it's the one that's time travel. So they like...
Ooh, I like time travel stuff.
It's like a mystery, like an adventure where they're like solving problems or maybe solving crimes like through history. So they go back and forth in time. Yeah, so like sometimes they're like cowboys, sometimes they're in like Nazi Germany. It just looks really fun, like Indiana Jones, which I think is kind of the inspiration for the show.
Oh, interesting. See, I would watch that. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I think I might, if I can find it somewhere, I'd like to watch it because I think it's really fun. That was the show. They got canceled, and all of the fans were so upset that it got canceled. They went to social media and started a campaign and got it renewed.
So Lanter's been a part of 2 social media uprisings to get one of his shows.
You're right.
Save Clone Wars. # Clone Wars saved. And we were
You're
there.
Right. Oh my God, you're so right. I know we were like 10 feet away from him in the Clone Wars panel.
Insane. insane.
He looks just as good in person as he does
He's
on TV.
He's so smiley. The smile is genuine.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell with people who are kind of there because they have to be.
Right.
You know, but every single person, Matt, right up there with him, at that Clone Wars 10th anniversary, which was the announcement of season 7, you could tell they were so excited because they knew, but we didn't yet. And there was kind of like a buzz up on stage. Of course, Mr. Dave Filoni was cool as a cucumber, didn't let anything go. Not until his little tiny little cheeky smile, you know, and his little hat. He like, you know, very humble to the very end. But
yeah,
I'll never forget how just like Lanter stood up and was like, yeah, and like fist pumped.
Yeah.
That's how excited he was.
And Ashley was like crying on stage next to him.
I lost my voice. You have to remind me to not lose my voice at this con.
Yes, we're going to have to like find a way to keep your vocal cords from getting paralyzed.
You have to get one of those portable humidifiers. And I'll walk around like Darth Vader and I'll have an excuse. I love where this is going. I kind of love it. We actually don't know what day the panel is going to be as of the day of this recording. So it could be at any time, but we'll announce.
Yeah.
We'll let everyone
We'll keep
know.
people up to date. Yeah. Oh, man.
But yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Nothing. I was just going to say, do you remember his cameo in The Mandalorian?
Of course I did. Of course, I was pointing at the screen going,
Me too.
it's Matt.
It's him.
It's him. It's right there. It's that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like drinking on the couch and he's pointing at the screen.
yeah, yes.
That was me. Yeah, and he's been in The Mandalorian. You know, as what was he? He was working at the panel and he ended up dying. They shot his.
He was like a bumbling idiot.
He was a bumbling
like a
idiot.
nervous doofus who got himself killed.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of funny because he's the total opposite of Anakin Skywalker.
Totally, which is probably why they wrote him that way.
Yeah. He's dressed in that super nerdy uniform with a big white helmet hat.
Yep. Yes. And he turns around in the chair because you don't know who it is. And then he turns around and it's like, oh.
Yep. And every Clone Wars fan just went, Anakin!
Yes. I love that.
I will say, it's kind of sad that the only live action he's gotten to play in Star Wars is a total doofus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, someone please, like, do Starkiller with Sam Witwer for realsies
yes,
and
for real.
give Matt a better role than
Anything.
that. Guard number 1 who dies.
Right. Yeah. Well, he's listed under Star Wars The Force Awakens as, quote, additional voices.
Right.
So, it. Come on.
Right? Like, come on, guys. We
His
could have
voice-
them in real life.
His voice is so good, though.
It is. He has a really beautiful resonance in his voice.
And the pitch changes that he can bring to Anakin when Anakin's kind of lighthearted and jovial and blah, blah, blah. And then the Darth Vader slips in, he can change it.
He does. Yes.
I mean, we talked about it in the Mortis arc. Give him an award just for that arc alone, because the emotion and the heartbreak and the layers of what we know Anakin becomes, you know, and God, having seen the Kenobi show now.
Right.
We always talk about this on the show, how Clone Wars Anakin is not quite seamless into Revenge of the Sith Anakin, right? Mm-hmm. But I think Hayden brought it and seamed it together with Clone Wars in the Kenobi show as Vader. Like, in the Anakin pieces that we saw once his helmet was cut, right, at the final duel.
Right.
I really felt like that was the most co-joined that those two separate entities have been.
I think you're right. And I think from an interview I saw Matt Lanter give, he said that was a very deliberate choice, that he was not supposed to be recreating Hayden at all.
Right.
I even think they might have cast Anakin, like recast Anakin with Matt Lanter. They had someone else do it. I could be wrong, but I feel like that's somewhere in my memory. I remember hearing that. But he said his audition, they told him to do his best combination of Han Solo and Luke Skywalker.
Yes, which I find interesting.
When you listen to Clone Wars, that is, like, it kind of makes sense. That is kind of like, remember in the shadow virus, the blue shadow virus episode?
The blue shadow virus. Yeah. The blue shadow virus.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Scientist kills me. Anyway.
Oh, they go to that planet to find the remedy or the cure or whatever. And the way Anakin talks to that kid.
The little boy, yeah.
Yeah, remember I told you, he talks to him more like Han Solo.
Yes.
And they're flying away and he says like, great work, thanks, kid. And I'm like, that's Han Solo.
You're right. It's the serious heartfeltness of Luke Skywalker mixed with the brazen, kind of jokey, I don't know if that's the word. You know what I mean? Just the Han Solo-ness.
Yeah. It's like Luke's boyishness and Han's roguishness.
Yeah, thank you. This is why you write better stories. I sit. How am I the speaker at a panel? You should write what I say when I'm up there, and then we'll be the wonder duo ever. Anyway, sorry.
I can't. I don't know anything about science.
It's about made up planets. How can we go wrong? Anyway.
Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah. I just thought that was a great description because it really, when you listen to it with that in mind, it makes a lot of sense, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, oh boy. We stood right there at the Her universe, at the apex of where you bought your Red 5 motorcycle helmet, with the Her universe booth at San Diego Comic-Con. And here comes Matt Lanter, who we just talked about in all these shows. He's the voice of Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars. You know, huge deal. They just announced that Clone Wars was saved. And here he comes pushing a stroller.
Right behind you.
And I froze. But it's because you can put all the names of all the accolades and all the things they've done and how much you admire them for voicing your favorite character, right? But at the end of the day, he's a human. He's got a baby, freshly born. He's got a wife, super pretty, super down to earth. They're just a couple like the rest of us. And I didn't feel the need to like interrupt that. You know, I felt kind of like,
yeah,
man, he's Anakin Skywalker to me, but he's like someone's dad and someone's husband. I don't want to interrupt.
I know.
You know?
I know. I always feel that way.
And honestly, nobody was like bombarding him. They were just shopping and looking at the Her Universe stuff. And it was so weird.
I know. But I do feel like if someone had turned around and gone, Anakin, like the crowd would have swarmed.
Yeah, nobody wanted to be that person. Even though I was right, that was right. I wouldn't have like called him out, but I would have went up into him and like tapped him, been like, "Hey, what did you whisper to the queen?" No, I'm gonna find out.
Part of why I love Matt Lanter is he's so capable of being super serious and good and really funny, and he does it all in Anakin, like where you see Clone Wars, Tales of the Jedi, and then Lego Summer Vacation.
Yes, I was going to say, if we don't mention Lego, we're doing a disservice to Matt Lanter because...
Right.
A Lego... What is it? Was he Anakin? Or... Yeah, it was Anakin in the flippers.
Yeah, he was...
Yeah.
Yes. He was in the scuba gear, like shaking the sand off, saying, God, the sand gets everywhere.
Yeah, God. I love that. I love Matt. I think he's cool, and I hope I get to meet him. If not... I was 10 feet away from him. That will suffice.
Yeah. You were in his bubble.
Yeah, I was in his bubble. And he will always be, like, my favorite voice because he's my favorite voice actor in Clone Wars, because
Yeah.
he did a service to the character that I find so intriguing.
He really brought a whole new level to him. All of these layers. As much as I love Hayden, Matt had more time, right, with the character.
He had more space to move. He had more, way more storylines to develop his own voice.
Yeah.
Anakin's voice.
Yes.
I mean, and we got to see that. And I don't care how many of his shows got canceled. Clone Wars didn't. And I am thankful for it.
Yes.
And we were there when it was saved. Yeah.
Yes.
Our audience question for you this week is, of all the Matt Lanter shows, appearances, voices, which is your favorite that is not Star Wars related? We would love to know, because we might check it out if we haven't seen it.
Yeah. He's one of those actors I would like go out of my way to track down stuff for.
500% truth, yes.
Next week, we don't care if we just did an episode deep dive. We're doing some more.
Yeah, we have to, because we both thought of this completely separately, and that's what makes us space twins. Tell him, Lauren.
We are going to break down the Citadel arc. We're going to do another. What is that one? Is that 3 episodes, I think? For
I don't
Citadel?
know, but it's great.
Oh, it's so good. I think ever since we mentioned it when we were talking about, what was it? The Kadavo arc. I kind of had a taste for it. So we are going to dive into the Citadel. There is a lot to go into. I'm really stoked to finally deep dive on that one.
Yeah, can't wait. So last week, we discussed all about the novel Rebel Rising by Beth Revis. And we did a poll on Twitter, and surprisingly, a lot of the response was very even. I said, if you've read it, let us know, and if you liked it, disliked it. So the choices were, yes, I read it and loved it. Yes, I liked it. No, I did not read it. Or yes, and I disliked it. And actually, the winner was 36% had not read it at all, followed by 29% that said yes, they liked it, followed by 21% yes, they loved it, and then 14% yes, and disliked it.
Wow, that's a really good response.
So, and then Totally Row Verified said, yes, I enjoyed it. I liked the Jin and Saw relationship and her early tasks in the gang, which you and I completely agreed with. We loved that. We touched on it.
Yeah.
And he also went on to say, I wish they would have brought Saw in a little more in Andor. I was looking forward to it, but we have season 2 to look forward to as well.
Yeah.
And we could not agree more, because where Saw is, Jin is, we think, in this timeline. So thank you to Totally Row Verified for your comments.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the Most Things Kenobi podcast. We appreciate every single one of our patrons and are grateful for your support. If you'd like to support the podcast and become a patron as well, head over to the Most Things Kenobi Patreon. As always, you can follow us on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast player. If you enjoy our podcast, feel free to rate us on Spotify and Apple. And if you need just one place to find all of these, head over to mostthinkskenobi.com.
So until next time, my space twin, may the Force be with you.
Always.